Hi everyone, welcome to We Now Hub, an interview series where I invite people from diverse backgrounds to talk about their skills. And today I have with me Rumaizon Malik. She is a growth strategist and CEO and founder of Ideascape Consulting Group. And today she's going to talk to us about how to turn your business ideas into reality. So hi, Rumaizon. I call her Rome. So is it okay if I call you Rome?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Masuma.
Hi, Rome. Welcome to We Now Hub.
Thank you.
So, Rome, you are a growth strategist. So what is a growth strategist?
Okay, a growth strategist is basically my job. What I do is I help people who wants to grow in their life, be it in personal or professional. So, you know, Masuma, we met through Family Constellation, through FC. So I do a lot of personal coaching as well for people. But my day job is actually helping businesses, helping entrepreneurs, helping brands, companies and organizations to grow their profit while leaving a positive impact, meaning taking care of the environment, making sure that people around there are taken care as well. So how we do it is that we make sure that when you are doing business, when you are trying to achieve profit, you are also taking care of people and the planet, and make sure that everything that you work has got sustainability, positive sustainability impact. Yeah, so that's what I do. And I normally do it via helping them to create a marketing strategy or create a communication plan, how to brand themselves, how to make sure that profit is coming in the right way, in a consistent manner.
Right.
So that's what I do.
It's more like a marketing.
Yeah, marketing. Marketing, new product development, innovation, communication, around that line. Yeah.
Yeah. And you also have something, you have an Ideascape Institute.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
basically, I started Ideascape about 9 years ago. 10 years ago. I left Nestle to do this, and Ideascape is a full-fledged consulting services. And so when I say consulting, is that we do the work for our client. When they send us a challenge or a brief, we help them. We unearth what is the issue, we strategize, and we roll it out for them. So that's for big corporations, yeah. My largest client right now is Gardenia, you know, the bread company. So apart from that, in 2014, sometime around that time, my friend started nudging me and saying, what are you doing to help smaller businesses? So I said, yeah, okay, but I don't know how. And then I started having talks. I started reaching out to the entrepreneurs here, especially the local entrepreneurs. And I found that the Ideascape outfit doesn't work because we are too big for them. So what I did was I created another, like a brand or a gig that I call Idea Institute. So what Idea Institute does is that we train, we coach, we mentor entrepreneurs. To date, we have helped about 200 plus entrepreneurs who wants to up their level, up their brand, and compete globally. Yeah? So we did that with Matrade and Mara. And most of these entrepreneurs are in the food and beverages industry.
Right.
Most of them. So right now, so I have Ideascape, which is proper consulting outfit. The Idea Institute is smaller. We take the methodology from Ideascape, we break it down so that it can be like a DIY portion. So for example, you can come and you can say that, hey, I want to look at how I want to grow my business, right? So with Idea Institute, I will assign you a coach, and that coach will sit with you maybe once a week or once a month, depending on your appetite. So that's why it's called DIY.
Right.
It's according to how fast you want to grow or how big you want to grow, what kind of investment you want to put behind it. So we help you to structure and map out the growth plans.
Right. So that's why you will be talking about how to turn your business into reality, right?
Well, yeah, I hope to share my process, because I hear a lot of people say, I want to start my new thing, my own thing, right? So that is actually ideas. So this specific talk that I always do is what I call making ideas make money. How
Right.
do you turn ideas? Because ideas are conceptual, they are in the clouds.
Yeah.
Turn them into something that you can monetize and commercialize.
Right. And
Step by
this is for online also. Right now, mostly everything is online. So it can be applied to online work as
This
well.
can be applied for products, this can be applied for services, this can be applied for offline as well as online.
Right. Okay, so we'll get to that, Rome. But before that, just could you please tell us about yourself as a woman in your personal life? Could you share something about yourself? Who's Rome besides being a CEO?
Okay, I never thought of myself as a CEO though. I still wash the toilet in this company. Um, you have to do everything.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I feed everyone. Well, we met Masuma, I don't know, a couple of years ago, about
Yeah, about 3 years back. Yeah.
3 years back. And as an individual, as a person, I'm very, very passionate about growth, about growing, about making life better.
Mm.
So I started on my own spiritual journey about 12 years ago after my divorce. It was a very, very messy divorce. And that's how I got into energy healing world. I learned pranic healing. I started with Kundalini meditation. And then I learned EFT. I learned family constellation. I learned SVH. I think I'm the kind of person who I set a target for myself every year. I must have, this year is about something. This year, the theme about for this year is about something, and I go get it. So that keeps me going now. That's good and bad at the same time, because I have people in my company, uh, in my office, who tells me you're too fast, can't catch up. Then I say, am I gonna slow down? I don't know. So yeah, so that's me. I'm passionate about growing and growing myself first, because I see that when a mother grows, the child grows, right? I see that with the impact when I work on myself, when I release myself of the trauma, the pressures, when I set realistic expectations myself, I set the tone for how we operate at home as well. And it becomes a point of conversation with my children today. When we see something happening, we see that how do we learn from that? How do we want to move forward as a result of those incidents or those situations? Yeah, so I'm like that. What else? And because of that, what I try to do now, which I find quite a challenge, is to actually incorporate what I have learned from my energy work, and apply that to my corporate work, to my clients. Because there are a lot of uh, companies, organizations, corporations, leaders, business leaders out there who are sickly, who are in need of healing. I mean, just simply put, the way we conduct business can be better, right? We all know there's a lot of corruptions, there is a lot of Mickey Mouse business happening out there. So I make it my own personal agenda to heal the world, or to heal the business world, and to influence business leaders and nudge them to make the right decisions, or to look at themselves and to look at their people in a more compassionate manner, you know, because people are not expense to the organizations, people are assets to the organizations.
Right.
So that's what I do. So I bring things like, I work with Mindy, you know Mindy, right? So I bring sound bars to my workshops, and it's fun. It's really been fun, and get them to really internalize, reflect, think, be grounded, and choose, be courageous enough to choose to do the right thing in work,
Right. So
and not just go after profit.
yeah, I know you have started a new project about this topic. Right. We will come to that later towards the end. For now, could you please tell us about what you're going to share with us about business and turning it into reality?
Yeah, I call this Making Ideas Make Business. So if you don't mind, I'll share my screen now.
Yes, please.
Okay, I have been disabled. You need to allow me to screen share, Mas Uma.
How do I do that? You
You
can.
go to your tile, and then you see the three dots. You allow me to screen share. Okay, I'm going to start. You unpause, and I'm going to share. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So this is a deck that I've prepared to share with those of you, for most of my entrepreneurs who wants to take ideas and turn it into reality, and make generate profit as well from there. Yeah. So I'm just gonna take you through the whole process. You can stop me anytime if you have any questions. Yeah, Mas Uma?
Okay, sure.
Okay. So ideas. What do we know about ideas? Ideas is something that have a lifespan. Okay, it can be born, but it can also die. So you can say that an idea was born, but if you do nothing about it, it can also die, because it's very much like a baby. If it's left unattended, it will die. So that's why most of the time when you're working on an innovation project, you need to put the idea into some kind of like what we call a greenhouse. Yeah. To really nurture and build it and make it have legs so it can walk. So I always say that there's a difference between an idea and a concept, because a concept is a little bit more structured. An idea is up in the blue sky. So what you want to do is actually take the idea, turn it into a concept. From that concept, build legs into it, and then you can monetize from it. Yeah. So the greenhouse is usually a process that we help our clients with. Now, when we go back to ideas, there's usually a 4 stage of the ideas. First, you get into the stage that when you first come up with it, it's a fantastic idea. You know, you're all excited, and then you will probably think, wait, hang on a second, it cannot be done. We don't have enough resources. We don't know how to cook. We don't have distribution. We don't have this. And then the more you think about it, you think, actually, I know someone who can do this. I know someone who can do that. So you're thinking it can probably be done. Maybe it's worth doing. You get back onto the track. And then if you sit with it long enough, you mull over it, then you say, okay, I know it was a good idea all along. So these 4 stages is the pre-concept. From the idea to become concept, it goes through these stages. Yeah. And you know, we always hear people say, oh, that was my idea, she took it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Ideas cannot be owned. It belongs to the universe. And so the successful person is the one who take action on the idea.
Right.
It makes it happen through a structured process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So next is, when you say, I want to do something, but I don't know what to do because I have no idea. So my suggestion is, what you can do is, first and foremost, observe. Look at the things around you, because when you see things, you can start, ideas will start coming, because you can build on other ideas. Or you can see how other people do it, and then you go thinking, okay, that's how it's done. If I were to do it, I would do it differently. I would make it better. Yeah. Another way to do it, to deal with it, is you brainstorm with people around you. Now, this is something like when you see a situation or when you see a problem, you will say, let's talk about how we can solve this problem or how we can create a better solution. Then you brainstorm with people around you, right? Or ask a child. Yeah, a child has got, you know, sometimes their answers and their responses to a problem is, you never think about it. So when you ask a child, you could get an idea and you can start thinking and building around it. Or you look at things that bug you. You walk across the street and you see, okay, can I perhaps make this better by doing it a different way? And what are the things that you can fix? What are the things that you can influence or change around you? So look at the things that bug you and think about what you can do. So these are the sort of things that you can do when you have no idea.
Right.
So what is business ideas? A business idea is a suggestion that's usually centered on a product or a service that can be offered for money. So this is the transaction that you want to do, you want to have. An idea is the first milestone in the process of building a successful business. So this needs to be, you need to be aware of this, especially for startups, yeah? So remember the brainstorming part, when you don't have any idea what you do. Now, when you come up with a business idea, you need to think about this, yeah? What is it that I'm good at? If you don't know how to cook, don't go and start a restaurant, for example. You're going to sign yourself up for trouble. And what do you enjoy doing? So you're good at cooking, but do you enjoy it? Because you know what? I did this before. I'm good at cooking, but I don't enjoy it. So at that time, I just needed some money. So I opened a catering business. And turns out that I had to do everything from buying the chicken, cleaning the chicken, cooking the chicken, delivering the chicken, and collecting payment for the chicken that I cooked. So after a while, it became very, very tiring. So whilst you're good at something, it might not be you enjoy. So the parts that you don't enjoy, you can actually think about how I'm going to outsource this. I don't have to clean the chicken. I could get some indoor worker, hire some people to actually do the food prep. I just cook. Yeah. So back then I wasn't so clever. So what will others pay me for? You know, will I cook the same chicken dish that 10,000 other people are also selling? How is my chicken different? Yeah. So you want to make sure that your idea is novel enough that people will want to walk the mile or search for you, right? So think about, if you're selling nasi lemak, there are millions of other people selling nasi lemak as well. But what is different about my nasi lemak? So you want to combine all these chemistry element in your business idea. Some of the stuff that I have come across just for our entertainment, these are the people who came to us and say, hey, I want to sell Moroccan food, or actually I want to sell Russian food. You don't know what Russian food tastes like, right? I love cooking, so I'm going to sell my homemade paste. You know, there are so many people selling homemade paste. Like I say, how is your paste different? I want to sell personalized t-shirt with your own face. Duh, who wants to look at your face on your t-shirt, right? I want to sell vegetarian granola bars. I'm like, is there non-vegetarian granola bars? I want to open a childcare center in a shopping mall. That was a very, very good idea, right? I want to open the kopitiam that sells burgers. Okay, maybe can work. I want to do food catering for office meetings. Not bad of an idea. I want to provide massage services for offices and corporates. Actually, this has already started working. So this is actually an idea that this particular person came to us and we actually helped them to build this. And so they started a corporate wellness company. Yeah. I want to sell spicy donuts. Why not?
Yeah.
Something different. Why not? I also had somebody wanted to sell a donut burger. So where you actually take a donut, a normal donut, cut it into half this way and put a beef patty, and then it becomes a burger, like a bagel. I'm like, okay. So these are some of the ideas, wild ideas. And why I say they are wild, these on its own, you can't go to market with this because it's super abstract. You need to anchor it and build legs around it. Yeah. And these are examples of some wild ideas that has been gone through the process and materialized. These are some other ideas. I don't know who would buy these, but some people came up with this. Some people came up with this. You know, and here I want to talk about types of business ideas. There are three main types of business ideas. This is just nice for you to know, yeah? They are the types that's very, very innovative. You know, like the slipper with the grass. These are the kinds that lead the way for everyone else. It's never thought of it, never imagine it such a way. It challenges the current way we are doing things. It challenges, it's quite risky usually because you don't know whether people are going to buy it. Right. Yeah. And this is quite risky because people need to spend money on something they don't know, and you need to educate people on promoting the idea. So this is very, very innovative. This is a longer haul. That's also a type of idea that's commoditized, that's already in the market. You know, you want to sell something like a soap holder at the sink. But bear in mind, when commoditized idea, there's a lot of competition that is selling the same thing. Right. It's less crisp, but also slower growth potential, but it's safe. You know, I had someone who wants to just do water bottle, you know, mineral water, a la spritzer, those kind, but they want to put their label or their own brand on it. So it gets that, but it's again, it's less risk but slower growth because I can buy mineral water from any other brand. Yeah. A hybrid is a combination of commoditized and innovative where there is a need, and the idea is injecting a little freshness, usually to differentiate from the rest. So this is the one that is normally a boom. This is the best ideas because there's already demand in the market. People are looking for it, and it gives the innovativeness gives it a competitive edge. You know, the Grab, the Airbnb, they all are actually hybrid model. Right. Yeah. And I would say that the best ideas come from insights. I always tell people, don't run your business short sendiri. You know what short sendiri is? I feel good about it. I think this is such a fantastic idea. I think a lot of people are going to buy it. It's I think. And I heard a talk once by Feng Shui Master Lillian Tu, and she said that don't run your business and sell your products only mainly to your friends and relatives because you don't have enough of them. You want to make sure that your idea can spread, can scale up, is based from insights. You look at people around you, you look at what they're doing and what are the pain points or the gap. And your idea should be what can you do to plug the gap, plug the leak. Yeah. So these are the sort of thing that you need to have a mindset when you are talking about ideas. Yeah. And business ideas help you to get inspired, but business ideas are not business concepts. I think I told you this. And the same thing, the economics of business, there's always supply and demand. So the demand, like the two bubble just now, the demand is about what are the pain points. And so your supply is your business idea helping to plug the gap there. Bear that in mind because we will revisit this bubble, these two bubbles again. Yeah. So a business concept, how it's different from business ideas is that an idea for a business that includes basic information such as the service or product, the target demographic, yeah, and the unique selling proposition that gives a company an advantage over the competitors, right? So it's taking the same thing. It's not a different idea. It's taking an idea and build legs. That's what I say, build legs around it. And there are 4 legs. What are the 4 legs? Who is this for? You need to be very, very clear. When you start saying that, oh, this is for everyone. Okay, I really worry. I really wonder. So you need to really, really specify, is this for the young, the old, the working women? Because if you say this is for women, also the mindset, the needs, the pain point for a working woman and a non-working one, for a mom versus someone who's single and not married and doesn't cook at home, for example, is different. So need to be very clear who is this for, understand their insights, understand their pain points. And how would you describe it? So when you want to approach your target consumers or your target customers, your target audience, you want to be able to explain what your product does or your service does very simply. Because if it's complicated, if you start saying that, oh, I can actually help you to do this, this, and this, so that you can do this better, and then you can beat this better, you're getting them to do a brain gymnast. Right. It's not going to work. Yeah. So you need to be very clear how to describe. You have to describe it well. And then you have to think about distribution. Distribution means where would people be able to get to your product or to your service? Ideally, it should be as easy as reaching out my hand. I could get whole of Masuma's products or services. Yeah. So you need to plan for the distribution. And then you need to plan for the marketing. So the value proposition is the marketing of it. What's in it for me? What's in it for me from the target consumer or the target audience perspective lah, from the target consumer punya viewpoint. Why do I need this? How is this going to make me become more effective, efficient? How is this going to help me be happy? That's what people want in their life. Everybody wants to be happy. So if your idea is anchored around helping them, because a lot of people, when they start doing business, their startup, it's all about what I want to do, what I think I have, and what I want to push out, rather than what is the market in need of.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So shift that. So it's not about, I think this is fantastic because I cracked the code for doing you know, I see so much of that most of the time. Yeah, so these are elements. These are the 4 legs you need to build around your ideas to make it become a business concept. Okay, so now we know the difference between business ideas to business concept. What people don't know is how to create the concept and make it work. So I'm going to share it with you next. You need to create, you need to make sure that your concepts are differentiated from the rest, is unique. Unique in such a way that people, so that people will look for you. You need to make sure that there is a demand, and the demand is for a relevance differentiation. These 2 words, relevant and differentiated. So you cannot be unique, but it's not relevant. There's no point. Nobody's going to buy you. It's too unique. Yeah. So that's why the 2 bubble. The 2 bubble is understanding the pain point so that you can be relevant, understanding your product so you can be unique, and responding to that pain point or to that gap. Okay. And you want to build this through understanding, this is what I mentioned just now, your target consumers, pain points, and your business ideas. So how, once you get that, how do you write your business concept? This is a discipline that I ensure every startup goes through, because you cannot sell something that is inside your own head. It stays there, it's difficult for people to relate to. So whilst you want to sell, you need to make sure that this is waterproof or airtight. The process that I make people go through is write your business concept. Because when you're writing it, you're thinking. When you finish writing, you're looking at it and you can see where are the flaws, right? So this is important. You must write. And here, what I'm doing is I'm giving you a template of how to write the business concept so that it can increase your chances of success. Yeah. So first, define what the product or service that you have. Come from the supply bubble. If you say, oh, I have a lot of chili because my father is a chili farmer back in Kelantan, for example. I have a chili. I have access to a lot of chili. So you have abundance of that. So what do you want to do with the chili? Oh, I want to make chili flakes. I don't want to make paste, but I want to make chili flakes, or I want to make chili oil or something like that. So you define what is it that you want to do, right? And then you write down who might benefit from your product. Remember the target consumer? Who might benefit from it? Who will take chili? Who am I going to sell this to? All right. This is super, super important, because somehow when we are not clear about who we want to sell to, it will be a mismatch. It will not fit. Okay. I had an entrepreneur who makes chili paste, fantastic sambal, and was trying to sell it to Japan. Okay. He was very clear that, I don't want to compete locally. I want to go global. I want to go to Japan. Guess what? The Japanese don't like chili like that. Yes, they like spicy wasabi, not chili. Right? So then another entrepreneur wanted to sell, the rojak paste to China. The rojak paste to China. It failed because they were not clear and they didn't do their research, their insights onto the China market. Because while the Chinese love durian, while the Chinese love spicy food, the chili oil sold very well in China, the Chinese don't like any kind of belacan taste, shrimp, fermented shrimp kind of taste, like budu or belacan or the rojak paste. Another example, one person wants to sell fruit cake. here in Malaysia.
Okay.
But we are not English people, ma. We don't understand fruit cake, ma.
Okay.
So when you want to sell, her recipe of fruit cake is so nice, but you have to buy the whole block of cake, which is expensive.
Hmm.
So if you understand that you need to sell very slowly, I told her, why don't you cut it into small pieces, sell pieces by pieces, get people accustomed, acquainted to that taste first, and then it boomed up. So this is what we need to do. We need to understand the way our target audience is going to behave or is currently behaving, so that we understand the rate of success when we roll out our product. Yeah, how it will benefit. So I always say, don't sell your product, but sell the benefit. Yeah, and this we learn from, look at all the skincare brands. The skincare brands do not sell, oh, this is a moisturizer, buy my moisturizer. It's saying, buy this so that you can be white, buy this so that you don't have lines, buy this so that you have no spots. So sell the benefit of the product or your value proposition. Yeah, because everyone's selling the product, you want to sell the benefit of your product. That's where it's important that you have your unique and relevant differentiation.
Right.
Yeah, and how they can get your product. Where is it going to be available? Are you going to be available online, or are you going to be available offline in the retail market? They need to know, because what's frustrating is, I tried this, it's super fantastic, but I don't know where to buy it again.
Hmm.
That's what I say called selling in the dark lah.
Yeah.
We taste something fantastic, but in the packaging, there's no clue how I can repeat purchase.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a concept template looks like this when you want to write. It starts with an insight, your concept name or your product name. Discriminator is how are you relevantly differentiated.
Hmm.
Reason to believe is, what is the support that you are going to say to people to say that your claims and proposition are credible. This is reason to believe. So if you know, everyone knows skincare is very, very good with this. SK2 has got Pitera. Dove has got 1/4 moisturizing cream. So it's the reason to believe. Why is your sambal so nice? Is it using a fresh chili? Is it your grandmother's recipe? But you need to shout that differentiation reason for your benefit, yeah? And then your tagline. So go through this and I give you an example. Okay, so this is a product called Sugar Drop. Actually, it's not really sugar. It's artificial sugar in a small bottle.
Mm-hmm.
So for those of you who wants to control your calories, who are diabetic, you want to manage your sugar level, you can just use a small drop in your beverage or in your meal.
Right.
Yeah. So this is a concept visual, but the write-up is like this. So the insight is coming from the target audience. So the target audience are people who want healthier lifestyle, but yet they don't want to miss out. They go out and entertain people over a cup of coffee or tea or whatever beverages, but they don't like the sugar. So they want to control the sugar. I don't like the taste of artificial sweetener with stevia. That's how I wish I can have something else instead. So this can be artificial or non-artificial. That's something that you can decide lah. So introducing Sugar Drop, a new natural sugar minus the set calorie. Yeah, it comes in a small bottle that I can take with me everywhere I go. All I have to do is order my drinks without sugar, and I will dose 1 drop of Sugar Drop into my drink. Sugar drop works for both my hot as well as cold drinks. That's the discriminator. You see the differentiator? Instead of sachet, this is mine, yeah? RTB, new sugar drop is made of natural sugar from fruits, so I don't have to worry about the calories that come with more sugar made of sugar cane. It is healthier and convenient, perfect for my lifestyle. Okay, so you can talk about the natural sugar from fruits. Tagline, sugar drops brings out the natural sweetness in you. So you want to write this idea or concept in the language of your target audience, so that you put yourself in their shoe and then you can feel what moves them towards your product or your service. Yeah, you can do this with services as well, not a problem. It's also well. And how, after you've done that, how do you want to assess if you have the right idea and the right concept in place? With that particular concept, go through this fact. What are the financial consideration, the cost versus potential cost versus potential profit? Do you have the lab, the factory, or the technology to produce it? Yeah. For services, do you have the capability or the people to deliver the service? Do you have the ability to enter the market? Are you playing in a highly regulated market, or is the product that you want to sell aligned with your consumer behavior, or are you going against what consumers are used to? Okay, are there any local regulatory controls? You know, because sometimes you want to enter with a product that borders between food and pharmaceutical, so you need licensing. Okay, so do you have all those? Do you have halal certification? Can you get all this? It's not whether you have or you don't, but whether can you get it. Yeah. And what are the competitor doing? Look at your competitive positioning. What are everyone else doing? Do you have a strong competitive positioning strategy? Can you deliver value to your customers in a way that no one else can? Because that can be your RTB, you know, that can be your differentiator. Because if everyone else is selling nasi lemak, for example, your nasi lemak is different because, for example, it's delivered to the office. Excuse me. Team composition. Who do you have to partner with you? Remember my story about me becoming caterer? Soon enough, I was burnt out because I couldn't do it alone.
Do you have water there? No? I think you need some water.
Excuse me. So when you have a team, you likely, the chance of failure is less because you are working together, you are supporting each other. So it's important to assemble your team once you have the concept done up. Yeah, and the concept also serves as a purpose to sell your idea to your team, to your supplier, to your vendor, to your distributor, to your retailer. Yeah, because if you are going to say that, hey, I'm going to sell this, this product is going to be ready in say 2 months time because my kombucha needs 21 days to ferment, but you have the business concept ready, you can actually sell it to the retailer and say, will you take it? Will you take my kombucha when it's ready? So it's important to have this concept being written out. Yeah. So having the concept, what do you want to do next? A/B testing. Yeah, A/B testing is a simplified business continuity model. What is A/B testing? you test, do you want to roll out this formula or that formula, this recipe or that recipe? If you have two versions, yeah, so you do A/B testing. So it's better to fail at a smaller scale than when you have, you know, become really big. Have a prototype. This prototype can be used as your sampling. You distribute to your members, family members, to your friends, and that brings to my next point. Create a tribe to test your prototype. Get them to test, and then they will be the spokesperson. Get the tribe to be your marketing department by word of mouth. Yeah. So this is how you monetize the idea, the product. Yeah. So I say now, good luck with your ideation. If you need any help, you want to just brainstorm or run it by someone to see whether it holds water, come talk to us. That's our email.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But if you have any question, Ms. Wang.
No, I don't have any questions. It was quite clear actually. And I mean, it was brief, but it was quite, I mean, you could understand how to go about doing this. And I guess this even applies to online now that everybody is selling online and there's so many people online now. You're just bombarded with similar products or people selling things, and you find it very difficult to choose because everyone seems the same. So I guess something like this would give a person an idea that, okay, how do I be different? You know, instead of just like everybody selling the same thing. Yeah.
I mentioned earlier what I like to do is I like to put structure. So this gives some kind of a guardrail, because starting a new business, selling something, it can be tiring. And if you keep hitting a wall, you don't want to do the same thing and expect a different result. So try this out, because this is tried and tested method of going into the market.
So if someone has an idea like this and they want to turn it into a business and they do get in touch with you, how would you assist them to progress besides the guidelines that you gave? Beyond that, how would you assist them?
What we do is that our coaches will sit down with them and take them through another laundry list, another checklist.
Okay.
What is it that you have? This is not to dampen you, but really to give you a reality check. Our expertise, or where we have done a lot of work, is around F&B and healthcare products. And I'm not sure whether you know this. There was one time a very big hoo-ha, a viral thing when Niloufar, you know Niloufar, right? She's a fashion buff. She's very famous, a Malaysian artist. And she's always been on a fashion front. Suddenly, you know what she did? She launched banana milk. Okay. And of course, she has lots of followers. And the banana milk has got a claim, a benefit claim, that it will help you to lose weight. Okay. Right? Nothing wrong with that, right? We know how banana is high with protein and all that. It can help you feel fuller, longer, all those sort of jazz. Guess what? Fashion and F&B is very different. So what she didn't know was this F&B is a highly regulated industry. There are certain things that you can claim or cannot claim. All right. For example, even though your product can help you to lose weight, what you put on the label, on the pack, is not make you lose weight. That's wrong, that's illegal. You have to say help you to lose weight or maintain a healthier weight. There's a certain way of wording it. Yeah, otherwise you get slammed by KKM. So those are the sort of thing that we help you with. We help our entrepreneurs or our SMEs, especially in like I say, F&B and health and wellness. Right now, we are helping this particular lady. She's a therapist. She's an acupuncturist, and also she does a lot of cupping work. So during MCO, she couldn't go out to do her work. She's homebound, right? So what she did was she started brewing kombucha. Okay, and she started selling kombucha to her therapist and to her clients that she's been doing a lot of these services. Today, well, now MCO was in March, April. So she started her business April, May, right? Today is September, right? Do you know that now Spritzer is knocking on her door? Can you help me to produce kombucha for Spritzer?
Wow.
And you don't know where these things come from, but she actually followed my steps. And now she came back to me and said, Rome, Spritzer's knocking, I need your help, because how do I scale up? So that's a different challenge.
Right.
The startup challenge and a scale up challenge is different. Right? So it's very, very important to start on the right footing, know what you're doing and do it right. Right? So that when you scale up, it gets easier.
Right. And you also, I mean, it's not only big companies, even small, you know, sole entrepreneurs or just starting small can also.
Yeah, this kombucha lady is actually my therapist.
Oh, okay.
She does acupuncture for me, as well as become and then massage and all that. So kombucha was something that she had as an accident, but she was doing it for her friends and her family. She started bottling it. She went through the steps that I went through, and then she spoke to us about how the branding should look like, whether it should be a lifestyle product or a healthcare product, a wellness product, and in terms of pricing. So that's how we help them, because when you look at the competitors, what you need to do then is actually also start thinking about your price positioning, because you don't want to price yourself too far away from the competitor. There is always an index. So we'll teach you how to calculate the index, how you price it. And how do you price something? Say, for example, you're starting a service that's not in the market, right? If a service that's not in the market, how do you start pricing it?
Right.
Those are the sort of thing that we guide our entrepreneurs, our SMEs.
Wow, that's good. Your slideshow and your presentation was quite enlightening, and it was quite good. And I really hope that it helps someone who's watching this.
Yeah.
You know, and before we say wind up, I want to ask you about your new project, Profit with Purpose. Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah. Profit with Purpose it's a movement.
Okay.
It's yeah, you can call it a project, but I'm aspiring to start a movement where I've been doing this for so long, 11 years now. I've been helping businesses to grow. And how it came about was when I'm doing all this work, what saddens me is that I see the way we conduct business. And there's a lot of things that we heard along the way, we hurt people, we hurt our planet, our earth, all in the namesake of money. So I want to start raising awareness about how you can actually do business while leaving positive impact, yeah, to our environment, and as well as to our people. And the measurement of a successful business shouldn't just be about the numbers. It should be about triple bottom line: people, planet, and profit. And this has all already been adopted elsewhere around the world. In Malaysia, it's still a remote or a foreign concept or an idea, but I have done a lot of work and I see that it's coming to this shore. Consumers are going to demand for meaningful and purposeful products and services. Talents, the Gen Z, the Gen Y, the millennials, they're not going to want to work with organizations or companies that don't stand for something, right? A friend of mine in British American Tobacco is already screaming because she can't hire anyone. Okay, I'm not surprised that the banks will soon not be able to hire if they don't start latching themselves to something more purposeful and meaningful. The investors are going to demand for impact investment portfolios. One of my clients produces tongkat ali, all right? And that's their main core business. But at the same time, they also have some other side business like virgin coconut oil and some other traditional Malaysian herbal. So it turns out they got an order from L'Oreal in America, in US. But before L'Oreal sealed the deal, L'Oreal sent down their team to inspect my client's business. How are you extracting the tongkat ali from the ground? Are you using child labor? Are you burning, hurting the environment? Are you paying your people on time? Do you have a succession plan in your company? So all these are actually being measured as one of the criteria for them to assess the company before they award the tender, the contract. Yeah. So I'm seeing that this is happening already around the world, and if we don't prepare ourselves, then it is going to hurt us in the long run. And it's easier for entrepreneurs compared to larger corporations, larger businesses, because you are the decision maker. You can make a difference. You can see how you want your product to be, how you want to run your business, how your company, how you want to treat people, your employees as well as your customers. It's up to you. So I'm doing this movement to create awareness, and I'm coming up with specific methodology and tools how you can actually run your business, generating profit while creating positive impact. The same way I did the making ideas make money, the step by step. So I'm doing all that right now.
Right, amazing.
So this is the space that I'm super excited. So stay tuned. I would be sharing more with you.
You're an all-rounder, isn't it? You're into doing so many things at one time. So amazing.
Well, I think it's my spiritual journey that has landed me here. Yeah, because I started as a brand consultant. I started with designing logo, making advertisements, doing marketing. And then, you know the story. I survived stroke in 2018.
You're right.
Yeah, I was paralyzed, half body. I couldn't move, I couldn't talk, I couldn't eat. So I had a lot of time while lying down thinking, what is it that I want to do with my life? So this second chance given to me in life, I want to leave the world a better place than when I first came, or at least not worse.
Right.
Not worse. And how do I do it? I'm a I'm a consultant, I'm a strategist that helps businesses grow. And I see a lot of businesses are sick because they are not healthy.
Mm.
You know, so what is an indicator of a healthy business? How should we make sure our health, our business is healthy, not just our body,
Mm.
but our business is healthy? How is our culture? You know, there's a very fine line between ethics and legal. A lot of people saying I'm not doing anything illegal, but is it ethical? Right? Would you which one would you choose? So those are the sort of things that am super passionate about.
Awesome. So anyways, Rom, thank you so much for joining us today, joining me and, being part of this. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we say goodbye?
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be on this awesome platform of yours. I really, really admire what you're doing, Masuma, and I think this is also something you started doing during MCO, right? If I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
yeah. During the lockdown period, yeah, it was good for me. Yeah.
Ah, you see.
Mm.
So actually I take my hats off you. You're really awesome for starting this and for bringing women together and empowering them in such a way. It's amazing. I hope we continue to support one another in this journey. In doing this, I'm so honored.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I'd just like to tell my viewers that if you do like what we are doing, what I'm doing, please do subscribe to my channel, We Now Hub. I'll be bringing more women, more people who have inspiring stories and who have something really of value to share with all of you. So thank you so much for watching, and Rome, thanks once again.
Thank
Goodbye,
you.
everyone.